Okay. Hi, I'm Peter Rose, founder of Longwood Currency Trading. Is your FOREX trading plan safe? The issue starts with, do you have a trading plan? I think in most cases, traders that are new don't really have a written down trading plan. You may have that in your head as to the different types of things that you want, but that's not really sufficient for serious trading or for folks who come to me for help anyway, who are looking to replace their job income. You need to have a trading plan. And fortunately, you can have a trading plan in the currency market. It's more difficult to have that kind of a fine-grained map if you're trading stocks or commodities or something like that, because you're trading, GM and NVIDIA, and they're in two totally different industry groups. The accounting principles are different. The reporting principles are different. The business practices are different. And so how do you write a structured plan of action of stuff that you need to do in order to be successful when you have so many moving parts? That's one of the advantages of currency trading that I think is probably missed by a lot of folks, is that they look at the currency market as being really, really complex. And it is. But in that complexity, the more complex that a system becomes, the more ordered it actually becomes if you understand how to break up complex problems, which I know how to do because I spent 33 years as a software engineer designing and building complex business applications. You take a very, very complex problem and you break it down into a bunch of simple problems, create a solution for each simple problem, and you hook them together through certain types of communication between the different problems, passing information between them so that they can solve their thing. And by the way, as my last video and 15 other videos that I've done, we talk about sequentially ordered rules and process and all that other kind of stuff to make things go together. But sitting at the root of the creation of those trading rules that you depend upon is your trading plan. Now, there are several sections that I teach in my fast track course that you need to have in your trading plan. And this is not how to create a trading plan, but it's a cautionary discussion for you that if you do not have a trading plan, then your Forex trading is not safe by any stretch of the imagination. You may be lucky. Your rules are really critical. The way they're constructed have to be really critical, and they have to be based on sound and valid principles, such that those principles can be organized into a process-oriented trading manner, solution process. And the trading plan helps you cast that by having sequential layers of sequential layers that give you the information that you set down. This is what I want to do. This is how I'm going to do it. This is when I'm going to do it. Those are the three problems the three questions that we ask ourselves whenever we're trying to solve a problem, right? What do I need to know? How do I use what I know? And when do I implement that? And the example for that I always give is a garden. I need to know what a shovel is. I need to know what the dirt is. I need to know what the seeds are. Then I need to know how to use the shovel and how to plant the seeds. But if I don't know when to plant that garden and I plant it in the wintertime, then the garden's not going to work out very well, right? And so any dumbass out there, talking head, can teach you the what and the how, but that doesn't count. Somebody can teach you how to drive a car, or what a car is and how to drive it, but if they don't teach you when to step on the brake, you're going to kill yourself. So but all this is so simple for me to be able to educate those folks that contact me. And, if you just want to send me an email and chat, maybe I can help you out. If you want to talk about a course or something, then you need to be interested in substantially impacting your job income, create enough income that if you lose your job, you've got some staying power there by having that. That's what I had with my real estate. As I was I spent 40 years in real estate. As I was going through my career, I'd get laid off every now and then. But I had the real estate which in many points was paying me about 25% of my income. I mean, I was making a lot of money as a software engineer, so I was investing all the money that was coming out of the real estate properties back into maintenance and buying another property. But I could stop all that, and that money would be there on a monthly basis and provide me some breathing room until I could get my next job, which is exactly what happened several times during my career. So when you are looking at, is your Forex trading plan safe? Are you, first of all, looking reasonably at what you're trying to do with the size of bank that you have as far as the amount of money that you're going to be able to trade? The trading plan holds that information so that you can see it and thus manipulate it. If all this shit's just rolling around in your head with a couple of shots of Dr. Jack Daniels, you're not going to be able to put it into a reasonable order to be functional for you, right? And so the trading plan provides that document, a written document that I help my students craft so that at the end result of that are the section of the trading plan which contains the framework of the rules that they've developed as we've gone through the fast track course, which is 6 weeks. And by the time we get to that 6-week period, not only do you know how to restructure your trading, but you've developed your trading plan as you've traded, because we only work when you're teaching something. I taught martial arts and karate for 50 years. And I'd have people that had come into my program that had been maybe black belts in another system or brown belts or something, and they had 2 years, maybe 5 years of training. And I'd bring them into my program and we'd talk and we'd see, well, what do you know how to do so that I can teach you to take what you know, and most of it is good stuff. It might not just be organized or set up as efficiently as it could have been presented to you, like breaking boards. Who gives a shit about breaking boards? I mean, teaching green belts to break boards, that's stupid. I mean, it doesn't fit into the plan. So when somebody comes in to take some Forex education from me, then we'll use the experience that you have and show you how to rearrange it so that as you're getting into the trading, using the fast track course and getting into the trading, you start running into problems that you faced before that we're trying to solve during that trading session by looking at your transaction log, okay? And then we sit down, we look at that transaction log and say, well, look, you lost a lot of money here. Why did you do that? And we're just doing a $1,000 account. I don't care if you're a millionaire. You could come to the table with a $400,000 account. Doesn't matter. We're going to learn it on $1,000, because if you can't do it on $1,000, you can't do it. So maybe you lose $100 or something. In a mini account, that's 100 pips, right? So we're looking at the transaction log, and we say, well, look, you've got these 4 trades that just don't make any sense. Why did you do that? Oh, can you see that if you look back in the process, you don't have a rule or a condition or whatever that manages that problem? How do we solve that problem now? And they go, well, I don't know. Let's talk about it. Because I'm working with the person. I just don't hand somebody a PDF document and go, hey, good luck. Watch 25 of my videos. You're all set. It doesn't work that way. That's why I can't handle a lot of students. So you don't have to be afraid that I'm that I'm making money from my courses so I can live the grand style. I'm already a millionaire. I don't need your fucking money to take a course. What I need is your dedication to learning a process so that I can help you. If I can't help you, I'm not going to take your money. I'm not going to let you into the course, because my time is more valuable to me than your money. So when we run into a problem during that fast track course period, we can go back into what you know, what you bring to the table from other trading that you've done, and what you know from the fast track course to that point. And we could say, here's the problem. This is where the problem is created. The fact that you didn't experience the result of that problem is now. Why? Because you didn't identify the problem back then. Why couldn't you identify the problem back then? Because you have too much information and you didn't know what the relevant information was. Now that we have a problem to solve, because we have an error here, we'we've lost money. Maybe we lost the cost of a pizza on a mini account. You know, 30 bucks, 30 pips, that's a pizza. You can buy pizza probably for less than that, but 30 pips. You took a 30 pip loss. And that's a pizza. Now, you don't want to be losing too many pizzas. So let's go back into what you were doing and let's look at that trading plan and see where it lacks a solution to that problem that manifested itself, 4 days after the fact or a week after or whatever. And then you have a need to solve that problem. Look, if you don't have a need to solve a problem, how would you know how to go about solving the problem? What are you going to do? You're going to just hit bed ask and hope for the best? Yahoo! I'm going to set a stop. Maybe you're an upside down 70-30 trader and you hit that stop 7 times in a row and you go, what the fuck's going on here? Oh, maybe I got to use Fibonacci's now or some dumb stuff. Come on, right? So as we're going through the fast track course, we're meeting situations like that, and I'm interacting with you through video conferencing, or if you're in the area, come over to the house. And we'll make changes to the conditions in the ultimate rule that controls that particular type of problem. Because you have a need to do that at that particular time. Now, most of the time in your trading plan, your rules have been created through the risk management concepts that you develop while you're trading. Oh, I don't want to lose 30 pips. How can I avoid doing that? Well, it's not as simple as setting a 10 pip stop or something like that. It's more complicated than that. You know that because you've traded before. Folks who watch my videos are not novices. They're experienced traders and they're not having the success. You're not having the success that you want to have. That's why you're watching my videos, hoping that something will pop for you. And I hope this is going to help. In your trading plan is your framework of rules. And that framework of rules is based on another part of the trading plan, which outlines your risk management. So you can always go back to your trading plan and say, well, wait a minute, I lost this money here because of this. And now you have a reason or a need to investigate the solution of that. And it's very simple because of the way that I teach you how to create rules. They're condition-based. So you don't change the rule, you change the input that goes into the rule, and the conditions manage it. That's software engineering. You're not a software engineer, you don't know it, you don't understand that, probably don't believe what I'm saying, you think it's voodoo. It's not. It's far simpler than you could possibly imagine. So, is your Forex trading plan safe? Well, probably not. If you don't have a trading plan, it is not, that's for sure. And if you don't understand that the trading plan first deals with your risk management, where are you in your risk management? Now, you have to have some trading experience. I have to work with you because you develop your risk management through your trading metrics. You have shitty metrics when you start. We show you what the problem is. We show you a risk management process. If you agree with that and you work with it and you're successful with that, boom, that becomes part of that risk management. And as you develop a sense for your risk management, that is the foundation for how you develop your rules. It's a really simple process because everything is done linearly in sequential order. You don't need to know anything about this until you have experienced a problem back here. If all I want to do is learn how to drive a car, I don't need to get in with you into the car and explain to you how to change the spark plugs or where to put the gas, how to charge the battery. I don't have to tell you about the rules of the road, about stop signs. All I got to do is show you where to put the key in or the fob and turn the car on. And then this is the accelerator pedal, and this is the brake pedal. This is how you use it. This is a steering wheel. That's all you need to know how to drive a car. Oh, but Peter, if I drive the car and I'm on the street, and I do, well, that's a different problem. So that problem will have a new set of rules. But now, because you're driving the car and you just understand that you should be doing something when you see that stop sign, now we can work on how to drive the car safely when there's a stop sign, when there's a train, when there's a sinkhole, when the hill is full of ice. That's what you do when you teach your kids how to drive, right? If you don't have any kids, how were you taught how to drive? Somebody had to teach you how to drive. The problem is they put you in a classroom and they teach you all this stuff and you don't have any need to do it. And so you're falling asleep in the back of the room. When I taught my kids how to drive, well, they were going to, getting ready to go to driving school and all that other kind of stuff in school, but they were taking classroom stuff. I had them out because they do it in the fall, right? And so you get some snow. We're living in the Lakes region in New Hampshire. We get snow. We go out into some big parking lot, and I'd say, okay, there's a snowbank up there, and it's here. Get up some speed and slam on the brakes and see what happens. And they, okay, now you're broadside. How do you correct when you're on a slide like that? Do you understand that if you didn't have as much snow and ice there, if it was just rainwater, you'd have the same problem? Oh, okay, let's head toward that embankment of snow, and you tell me when you need to hit the gas, hit the brakes so you don't run into the snow pile. And first couple of shots, they get the timing wrong. Boom, you hit the snow pile. Well, that gives you a sense of knowing that you need to understand braking distance. And that's how the Fast Track program is organized. And this is not a pitch for Fast Track, but I would like you to send me an email so that we can communicate. Maybe I can help you. I'm an educator. I've taught karate and self-defense, as I mentioned, for well over 50 years. I'm an educator. I enjoy it. So I understand personal contact education in dealing with karate students, martial arts students, self-defense students. And I also understand the academic aspects of education through my bachelor's degree in physics, almost a minor in math, and all the other shit that I've done. So throw me an email. Let's get a conversation going and see if I can't point you in the right direction, as I'm trying to do through these videos, but it's very difficult because I don't know what your specific issues are. It would be helpful for me to help you if I understood you as a human being, as an individual person, not on an average basis. Oh, on average, you're 5'8" as a male. Well, maybe you're 6'2". So maybe I would be talking to you about basketball instead of, wrestling. So the process of Forex trading must contain a trading plan that makes the trading safe. Peter Rose, Longwood Currency Trading. Have a great day and have a great trading day.